Hey guys, now picture this. You know, it's very common nowadays for people to wake up in the morning, and one of the first things they do is actually to pick up their phones to check their messages and also their emails. I promise you, for a lot of Malaysians, and the numbers are actually growing exponentially, one of the first emails you'll probably get in a day is from Groupon Malaysia, telling you some of the best things that you can get in Malaysia for, oh well, next to nothing. So my guest for today is the guy who actually founded the company. He's created quite a name for himself in the whole e-commerce industry. So much so that recently he was awarded the Ernst and Young Entrepreneur of the Year award in the emerging category. So we are here in Chili Rush. He's actually there right next to me, and we're going to see if he can hold on his chili as well as he can hold on his ideas. So my name is Syed Farradino Omar. My guest for today is Neoh, and you are watching In Person. Well, there's the hot stuff, but here's the hot stuff of the at the moment. Joel, thank you so much for joining me.
Yeah, thanks, man.
So you're up for it, eh?
Yeah, I'm probably up for it at the end of the interview. Yeah.
At the end of the
Else
interview?
I'll be lost for words.
And I have a feeling that's not something that happens to you quite a lot, yeah?
Yeah, not especially during interviews, no.
All right, okay. Well, first of all, congratulations on your win. It's an amazing thing to be recognized as one of the most inspiring people, for young people especially, by winning in the emerging category of the Ernst and Young Entrepreneur of the Year award. So, I'm going to ask you this. You know, what's going through your head right now with the award?
Well, yeah. So, the Ernst and Young Entrepreneur of the Year was probably one of the most, if not the most prestigious entrepreneurship award there is. To be honest, I didn't really expect to win the award because. Especially when I was looking through all the different stories of the entrepreneurs that were also in the top nominee list. Yeah. I think they've done a lot of amazing work in their respective industries and over the years as well. So I'd say that I was pretty surprised because I relatively have a short. I have had a short entrepreneurship journey so far. So I started when I was 21 years old. So it's about for the past 7-8 years. Yeah, compared to a lot of the other top nominees who have been doing this for about 20-30 years. Yeah. So, but definitely excited and definitely happy, that all this effort that that I put in over the years has been recognized somehow.
Now, I think one of the thing that gave you that extra kick was that, like you said, you've had a short journey of being an entrepreneur. You started when you were 21. You're now 29.
Yep, 29.
In the 8 years, you've done what I can only describe as wow. The scalability of what you've done, the reach, and the ideas that you've come up with. It's amazing coming from a very young person.
Yep.
So talk to us about this energy.
Yep. But I guess like the driving force, in my life is curiosity and
curiosity. I like that.
So every morning, I just wake up and think of like what kind of chaos I can continue to create, in the world. So that started when I was 21. When I woke up one day and I was studying engineering back then, and I realized that I don't think I would actually be an engineer when I actually graduate. So I started my first step, gathering a few friends, and we started our first business together. So the first business we started was nothing online. It was actually more like a typical event management sort of type of company, where we were actually matching students with part-time jobs. So we call ourselves a student agency. Yeah. From the first 2 years, that was my entrepreneurship experience I went through. But I realized that the challenge was that the business was not scaling as fast as I expected it to be. And also the challenge is that with businesses like that, which is a sort of like a service business where we service clients, we've got a very high overhead, and our growth is actually not as fast as how our overhead is growing. So end of the day, the profitability of the company as such was somewhat minimal. Yeah, and that's when I started to read more about different business books, about business models, and I realized that one thing common where young entrepreneurs were successful is that they actually either leverage on their family's business or they actually leverage on technology. So my parents are both educationists, and so I don't have a family business to inherit. So I felt that technology was my only hope. So that's when I dabbled a lot more into the internet space to see how I could put in the ideas I had into a technology sort of acceleration to grow the business. So that was the remaining 4 or 5 years. I mean, the follow-up of the 4 or 5 years after the student agency that I started when I was 21.
Right, I see. So you went the technology route as opposed to the family business route. The thing is, we know that any internet business or any business that's happening on the cyberspace is probably one of the easiest businesses to scale up. But so many people are doing it, but the success rate goes from, say, lukewarm to hot-ish. But you're blazing, you're lava. So what was the secret in you bringing your businesses up to that level?
So I would actually look at probably tweaking the statement that you mentioned earlier. I wouldn't say it's easy to scale up an internet business. I would say it's easy to start an internet business.
Okay.
Yeah, because it costs very low. It takes just a few people to buy a website, build a website, and get it started. But it's actually extremely difficult to scale up an internet business. So starting one is easy, but scaling is a challenge.
Right.
So for example, like Groupon, right? So globally, there's probably 4,000 or 5,000 different websites. They started out very similar to Groupon, but eventually in the world right now, like Groupon is number one, is a leader in 36 out of 48 markets. So the scalability of to scale an internet business is very, very challenging, and to start is very, very easy. So I think that's the difference that between an internet business comparative to other businesses, where probably it's not as apparent that starting up is easy, because say for example, if you want to start, say, a agriculture business, you need to buy a factory, you need probably contacts, you need a lot of money or funding to start it up. But for internet businesses, I mean, it doesn't cost much, but it actually you need a lot of good people, and you need further funding to grow a startup idea to become a big
to take it to the next level rather than just a startup, remaining a startup. Okay, we have to go for a short break right now, but when we come back, we want to talk about some of the key challenges that you faced in setting up Groupon Malaysia, even before that, and also with YouthAsia, which is the company that has landed you the award. So stay with us on In Person.